The following week passed like a blur. I didn't tell many people, just my brother and one close friend. They were furious for me, but I wasn't looking for sympathy. I wanted clarity. I kept going to work, keeping my head down, pretending like my world hadn't just fallen apart. Every night I came home to a house that suddenly felt unfamiliar. Her absence wasn't quiet, it was loud. Everything reminded me of her. Her shoes still by the door, her favourite mug in the sink. But the person tied to all those things didn't exist anymore, at least not the version I thought I knew. 7 days after the call, she came back. No warning, no text, just showed up. Said she wanted to talk. I didn't say much, just let her speak. She said she regretted how she handled everything, that she got caught up in something she didn't fully understand. She told me she wasn't sure if what she had with him was real, but that it had forced her to confront how lost she'd been feeling. She said being away made her realize what she stood to lose, that maybe she made a mistake. I listened, but my face didn't change. My feelings had burned out. I told her calmly that a mistake is leaving the stove on or forgetting a birthday. This was a choice, a series of them. She chose him. She chose to lie. She chose to let me stand there wondering if she was dead or alive while she played house with someone else. I told her she didn't betray me once. She betrayed me every day she stayed silent. She asked if we could try again, said she was willing to go to counselling, that she'd do whatever it took to fix what she broke. I told her the only thing she could fix now was the packing of her things, because I was done. Not because I hated her, but because I respected myself enough not to beg for scraps. It wasn't some dramatic ending, no shouting, no doors slamming, just quiet finality. I watched her walk out with a suitcase, and I knew I wasn't waiting for her to turn around. I wasn't hoping she'd change her mind. I just wanted peace. In the months that followed, I started rebuilding, not for revenge, not to show her I was okay, but because I had no choice but to move forward. I went to therapy, took up new routines, stopped checking my phone like I was waiting for something. I learned that sometimes people change without warning, and that love, no matter how deep, can't survive deception. She reached out a few times. I didn't respond. I had nothing left to say. She made her decision, and I made mine. If there's one thing I've taken from all of this, it's that closure isn't about getting answers. It's about knowing when to stop asking questions. She didn't get off that plane, but I did get something: freedom. And for that, I'm grateful. When I got home, the silence was unbearable. I kept checking my phone like a reflex, knowing nothing would come. Eventually, I stopped expecting her to explain. I sent her one message: "You've made your choice. Don't come back." No reply. Hours passed. The day blurred into night. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. My mind played the same thoughts over and over. How do you go from loving someone to replacing them in days? The next afternoon, she finally responded. One text: "I need time. I didn't mean to hurt you." That was it. No apology, no explanation, just that. I stared at it for a long time. Then I wrote back, "You had 7 years, and now you need more time." Still no answer. That night, I called her. She picked up. Her voice was quiet, like she wasn't sure what to say. I didn't yell, I didn't accuse. I asked one question: why? She said she didn't know, that she didn't plan it, that it just happened. She told me she felt ignored, that life had become routine, that this new person made her feel seen. I reminded her we talked every day, that I always supported her, that I never once turned her away. She said it wasn't about what I did wrong. It was about how she felt, about what she wanted. She didn't even know if it was love, just that it was different. That made it worse. It wasn't about love, it was about attention, about the thrill of someone new. I asked if she was coming back. She said she didn't know. She said she needed to figure herself out. I told her there was nothing left to figure out. That the second she chose someone else over our marriage, she made her decision. She started crying, said she was sorry, said she didn't mean to let it go this far. I told her she crossed the line the moment she let him in, that I was standing at the airport with flowers while she was wrapped up in someone else's bed. There was no coming back from that. She said she still cared about me, that she didn't want to lose everything. I laughed, not out of humor, just disbelief. You didn't think about losing everything when you stayed behind. You only care now because the damage is done. She didn't deny it. I ended the call. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I just hung up. She betrayed everything we built, and now she wanted time to decide if she still wanted me. That wasn't love. That was convenience. And I finally saw her for who she really was. Not the woman I married, but someone I no longer recognized. I got into my car, locked the door, and just sat there, gripping the steering wheel like it could stop everything from spinning. My phone was in my lap. I must have called her 5 times. Straight to voicemail. I texted, "Call me now." Nothing. A part of me still hoped this was some misunderstanding, that she'd text back saying her phone died or she got delayed. Something, anything, other than what I'd just heard. 15 minutes later, the friend who told me at the airport sent me a message. "I didn't want you to find out like that. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what I know if you want." I called her. She picked up immediately. Her voice was quiet, tense. She said my wife had met a guy on the second day of the trip. Some local bartender or DJ, she wasn't sure. They started flirting, then spending whole afternoons together. At first, she thought it was harmless, just someone to talk to. But by the third night, it wasn't innocent anymore. I didn't ask how far it went. I didn't need to. My gut already knew. She said my wife started pulling away from the group, would leave early or not show up at all. She admitted they argued about it. The others told her it was wrong, but she brushed it off, said she was figuring things out, that she wasn't sure what she wanted anymore. Apparently, she'd been saying things about feeling trapped or disconnected from me, words I'd never heard from her mouth. Then came the bombshell. The night before the flight, she told them she wasn't coming back, said she needed time and space to explore what this could be. She wasn't even going to tell me right away, just vanish for a few days, maybe more. That friend said she begged her to be honest, to at least tell me something, but she refused. I asked why none of them told me sooner. She said they were stuck in the middle, scared of betraying her, but also feeling guilty. I didn't respond. I didn't trust myself to speak. Then she sent me a photo. "You deserve to know what's really happening," the message read. It was a picture of my wife 2 nights ago, sitting on a patio, laughing, drink in hand, with some guy's arm around her shoulder. Her smile wasn't forced. It wasn't casual. It was intimate, glowing in a way I hadn't seen in months, maybe longer. I stared at that photo for what felt like an hour. Rage was bubbling underneath the heartbreak, but the sadness drowned everything. The betrayal hit in waves. She had looked me in the eye before leaving, kissed me, promised to call. And the whole time, she was capable of this. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat in silence and let the truth settle. I wasn't the person she was thinking about anymore.